and welcome to a new video from your friends here at Predator Games. I'm Wes, filling in for Roy, and I'm going to be doing this week's new item roundup, which is essentially the creme de la creme of stuff we've had traded in the past week. There's been loads of really good stuff, so without further ado, let's crack on. First off, we've got something for the unboxed Mega Drive collectors out there. We have Thunder Force 2 on the Mega Drive, like I just said. The Thunder Force series is kind of the best shmups on the Mega Drive, in my opinion, and this one is the same high quality as the others, and very much recommended. So if you are an unboxed Mega Drive collector, this really needs to be in your collection. Let's move on to something that Roy covered last week. We've had a surprising amount of uptake in our original Xbox sales, and for whatever reason that continues to be the case. So we've got a lovely addition this week. We have Ninja Gaiden Black, which is essentially a director's cut of the original Ninja Gaiden. It comes under the Classics title, just like Fable The Lost Chapters. So if, like me, you're not a fan of the classic spines, you might not fancy this. I'm an Xbox collector. I don't necessarily fancy this, but that's because I'm really picky. If you are not picky, this is a definite must-have for your Xbox collection. It's a fantastic game. It's much improved over the original one. Got loads of extra content and like sort of DLC of the day added to it. And the best thing about this is, as you might have seen on the bottom, it is playable on the Xbox One. Microsoft continue to be the best at backwards compatibility. Like, Sony and Nintendo compared to Microsoft, just really rubbish. The fact that this was released in 2003 and you can play it on modern platforms is excellent. And they even, I'm pretty sure with this one, they've even done like an optimized, so when you put it in a 1X or a Series X, it actually looks better than it would if you just put it on a regular Xbox One. Microsoft go the extra mile with their backwards compatibility stuff, and that makes this a must-buy for you Xbox fans out there. So next, we have something that I really enjoy. Mortal Kombat 3 on the PlayStation. The main thing I love about this is the box. You're going to hear a man talk about a box that he loves for a couple minutes, but you know, what did you expect? PlayStation boxes obviously are garbage. They are that horrible glassy plastic stuff that breaks really easily. So if you're a collector, it is a nightmare to try and find ones that aren't cracked or broken or damaged. Especially us as a business, when we're taking in like trades, PS1s are notoriously the worst. They're just, we try our best to make them look as good as we can, but you know, everyone knows they're rubbish. So that's why I'm so impressed with this, because it's a lovely cardboard, solid, thick cardboard box. I really don't understand why other PlayStation games weren't like this. See, it's in really good condition. Obviously, Mortal Kombat, great series. MK3, unfortunately, isn't one of the best, but because you've got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which is obviously an improvement. But it features something that I love about old fighting games: command list in the manual. Something I miss. I mean, obviously they're in the pause menu now these days because we got rid of manuals are dead. But the only other alternative for that, if you've got something, if you've got a fighting game and the manual's missing, you'd have to go down the library and print a whole Bible's worth of you know, command inputs and stuff. Well, I did at least. I don't know if anyone else did. So obviously that comes with that. Really cool item. If this was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, this wouldn't even be part of the video because I would have already bought it. But another must-have for fighting fans on a PS1. And I just want to again talk about that amazing box. Cool. Right, we've got something that is retro but on a modernish console. We have DuckTales Awoo on the PS3. This is a remastered version of the NES classic that is so beloved by a ton of people. Done by Way Forward, so the Shanty people. They do really good platforming stuff. It's hand-drawn visuals. It's all very, new and up to date. As far as I'm aware, this is the sort of only physical release that DuckTales got. It was a multi-platform release, but mainly digital. I even think it was maybe on the Wii U as well. But I'm pretty sure this is the only console that it got a physical release on. So that is why it probably has the high price point of £34. Again, really good collector's item. If you love your physical PS3 games, check this out. I'll point out it doesn't have a manual, but that's because it's from this horrible new era that we don't have manuals. So it's meant to not have a manual, unfortunately. So that is complete. That is another lovely one. So moving on to something, again, that is retro and new. We've got this 8-bit Adventure Anthology on the PS4. It's got 3 games in there. Point and click 8-bit classics, sort of remastered for a new era. You've got Shadowgate, you've got The Uninvited, and you've got Deja Vu. I've only really heard of Shadowgate, but point and click fans will love this. It's got a lovely little, I don't know, I think it's a sleeve or something. Oh, it doesn't really have anything in it, but it's something. And disc. And I've just noticed that this is a limited run game. So, another one for collectors, or even if you just fancy playing remasters of these old games, if you actually remember any of them. Cool, we've got another Xbox game. This one on the cheaper end. Spyro, A Hero's Tale. I should really know the title. It's a continuation of the Spyro series, obviously. They had the trilogy remaster recently on modern consoles. So if you're sort of into that and you have an older Xbox, dust it off. Play the more of Spyro's adventures. This one's got 5 characters. Reminds me a bit of Sly Raccoon. I've not actually played it, but I'm sure it's decent because it's Spyro. Everyone loves Spyro. Lovely little Xbox platformer there. Right, so we've got our top 2 items of the week now. First, and they've both got a theme actually. First, we got Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. If you're like me, collect box Game Boy Advance games, an impossible mission. I can tell you from a personal perspective that the box condition is amazing. Don't know if you can kind of come across in the video. We've obviously got it in a shell while it's on sale to stop anything happening to the box, but without the shell it does look lovely as well. And that is complete, and this is considered to be one of the best Game Boy Advance games. I remember playing it back in the day and I really enjoyed it. Lovely graphics, lovely art. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that. It's really decent, really collectible, and we have it available right now. So finally we have the big one, the biggest, best retro item we got of the week, and that is Chocobo Racing. In fact, it may not be the best, but it's definitely the rarest. It's actually now one of the rarest items we've got in the shop. It is £220, which is a bit eye-watering, but it is incredibly rare. So you might know that they recently remastered this, maybe remaster, remake, I never know the difference, on modern platforms. I think it came out a couple of weeks ago. We've still got copies on the Switch actually, if anyone wants to buy it. But this is the original one that one was based on. It's basically a Mario Kart clone. I can't speak for the new version, but I've played this and it's really not very good. But, value doesn't necessarily equate to quality in the retro world, and this is testament to that. As I was complaining about the PS1 boxes earlier, this one has tiny bits of damage to it, as you can see there, but I mean, that just comes with being a PlayStation game. But there's no damage on the art or notable dents on the back. It's all just at the sides, and then we'll have an open up. There you are. And then it's got this massive Bible of a manual. I don't know what there is to learn with this game, but there you are. And gotta be careful because it's really valuable. The disc. Right. Oh god, I'm just gonna drop this and shatter it, aren't I? Right, all good, all back together. So, Chocobo Racing is our #1 new rarest item of the week, and it is available to buy now if you're a PlayStation collector. You kind of need it. I don't want to use the phrase Holy Grail because it might not be, but it is still extremely rare. So that is all this week. Come back next week for more awesome trade-ins. Don't forget to bring in your trades if you want stock credit or cash. We're very competitive. I feel like I'm being a bit of a salesman now. But thank you for tuning into this video, and we will see you guys next time. Predate Games.